You my friend on Facebook?
I ain't on Facebook right now.
T, do me a favor.
Damn, I didn't think straight through me.
Go to my Facebook page. My name Daryl -ASH.
S A what?
ASH.
Which one?
Okay. It's not there.
Bruh. Be quiet. That was my route. Bruh, be quiet.
It's Brendan, right? BRENDAN.
Mm-hmm.
I want to call you Brandon. All right, about that time. Finally, Brandon. Took that long to figure that junk out. I don't know what happened, how that got turned upside down. But it's gonna get right.
Tick, tick. Tick, 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 tick.
Instagram, what's going on, man? We're tuning in live. If you guys are tuning in from Instagram, you guys are getting the behind the scenes of the studio. of the interview I'm getting ready to do with Mr. Brendan Gant. Y'all hang in there with us because you guys get the raw effect of what's happening behind the scenes. So as we do the polished stuff on Facebook, YouTube, so bear with us. Appreciate your patience, but you're not gonna want to miss it. It's gonna be real good. First of all, IG, can y'all hear me? Y'all out there? Give me a hand wave. Something. Let me know if the audio is okay. Heads up, thumbs up. T, do me a favor. Follow my IG. Yeah, can I share this with you? Do you want it to go on your IG or you don't? T, just add my IG. I want to know if the audio sound okay. Y'all good on the audio?
Getting yeah.
Check. How the audio sound, T? You can hear it? IG, what's going on, IG? I see y'all tapping in. Okay. Y'all coming to join us at 9:30 on a Friday night. All right, here we go. All right, guys, what's going on? We are officially live in the building. I got my man to my right. It took a while. Y'all didn't get to see what all just went into putting this podcast together. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to those who were patient enough to deal with us behind the scene to get this thing live. But nevertheless, we have a special guest here on the Podcast Kings, and I'm looking forward to you guys getting a chance to hear his story. You might want to put the mic too. Yeah, man, just an incredible young man with an incredible story. I mean, if you don't know who I'm talking about already, just by seeing who's on camera, I mean, a man that All-American Under Armour out of high school, D1 prospect, 5-star recruit, 4 or 5-star recruit out of high school, Florida State Seminole. He comes from a pedigree of NFL athletes in his family, an incredible family that he's cut from that cloth, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, he's a graduate from the Florida State University program, as well as being a part of that prime time USA story sensation of Colorado University. Brandon Gant is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys for tuning in. We're just gonna kick back and just have a little conversation, a little simple dialogue. We appreciate you guys for tuning in at home. If you guys, y'all want to tune in and chime in and ask a little quick question, you can. But it's nothing formal about this. It's very informal. We're just having a little dialogue, kicking a little conversation, and I'm just happy to have Brandon on the show.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir. So, B, I mean, you told me you've been a part of several podcasts already, right?
Yeah.
And you say, they all was pretty straight, but probably none of them probably took as long as this one it took to start.
Nah, most of them like be quick. I forget what it's called on Twitter. It'd be like the little Twitter podcast thing, or it just be like some little quick interview podcast, or somebody just want to bring me on quick, ask questions when I ain't doing something.
So they all pretty much ask a lot of the same questions.
Yeah, pretty much same agenda, like going into something or into the season, the spring, or like my feelings or like what's to be expected or just thoughts on it.
Anybody ask you about your personal life, just like, where you been, where you going?
I did a couple of interviews, not like an actual podcast on where they asked about like my life.
I think
football.
I mean, because there's a life beyond football for you. I mean, not to say that you're not going to play at the next level, but there's a brand for Brandon in the future. I heard you say you may even want to do something like this yourself, like maybe doing some streaming and things like that.
Yeah, I know, like just playing the game a lot and like in a lot of my free time, I just know that's something I see a lot nowadays, more than I used to, 'cause I've been paying more attention to it, but just something to do while I am sitting there doing nothing, playing the game. It'll be something to do and like different little things like getting into coaching, helping other people out, type of things I think about afterwards when I'm done with football.
Okay, you thinking about possibly getting into some coaching and whatnot? What'd you get your degree in?
Social science, so it just had a lot to do with just knowing how to do things and just a lot to do with communication in different settings. So it had a lot to do with everything. So it'll be useful in anything.
So you happen to have a rare picture of what it's like to be recruited at a really high level. Like out of high school, you were Under Armour All-American. Mm-hmm. If you can go back to the moment in high school where you had to make a decision of choosing your home school, and you remember where you were, if you could take yourself back to that moment where you made a decision to say, I'm going to go to Florida State. What was going through your mind at that time? What were you thinking as a young man?
At that time, just being in a program that was like slightly falling off because a lot had to went on. I was just thinking about like somewhere like that where I could see like positivity in the near future, where I could see me and my fellow classmates, teammates bringing something new or bringing Florida State back. So just being there like in that context, already working to do that for my high school, just wanted to take that to the next level and not go somewhere where like I was committed to Alabama, where like they were already something. Like I wanted to be a part of something growing.
You were actually a quarterback out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
But where you were recruited as a defensive back, right?
Well, I was a quarterback in Little League, and so crazy thing, like when I came to high school, like all my like friends who played for the other Little League teams, all the older people I knew that was already there, like everybody thought I was coming in to play high school, and until like we had this, they used to split the workouts up, and I went on the defensive side, so nobody knew like what I was playing. I told them like I'm playing safety.
What made you make that decision? Like what made you go from quarterback to safety?
I guess cause like in Little League playing quarterback, like and just being like that guy on the team, like it was like everybody always depended on me, which was fine, but it was like just going to high school, I wanted to do something different. I like to hit and not too much getting hit. So right. I just wanted to like bring it to somebody.
You liked the later boom, but you didn't want to necessarily.
In the situation going into my freshman year at Kathleen, it was perfect. Like we had safety who was going to play running back. We had a couple corners, had a safety who I had knew and grew up with, and then we had another safety. So it was like, they weren't too sure about him at the time. So like I came in and I gave him another option basically, and we just went from there.
And your brother Jordan plays for TSU. For you guys that don't know at home, did you guys play together while you was in high school?
Yeah, we played together my senior year.
Yeah, how was that? What was that like?
It was different. Just with our relationship, it was it was like kind of weird. But I mean, we had played together before, but it was like just like the timing of everything. Like, yeah, it was a different little experience.
different.
I'm glad I got to experience that.
Yeah, I mean, I got 3 sons, and they're all about a year to 2 years apart. And I look forward to the moment where the boys get a chance to play together. I can only imagine as a parent what it's like to see, both your boys out there doing their thing. And I'm also an older brother, so I also understand the dynamic of older brother, younger brother, others, sibling. I can only imagine, having to, especially him being a freshman, you being a senior, you this highly touted guy, it's probably, probably felt like he may have had something to put shoes to put his feet in, some pretty big shoes to put his feet in at that point.
Honestly, just me knowing him, like he probably thought about things like that, but I knew like he always been his own person. So it was like me doing things I did. It was like it wasn't like he wanted to do what I did or nothing. Like he wanted to like experience that thing, but he definitely wanted his own identity.
Yeah. What gave you the passion for football? Like, what if you think back, what was the moment for you? Was like, you know what, I want to do this thing at a high level.
Not necessarily a high level, not wanting to do it, but I knew I wanted to play football when like the early days in Little League. When I think I went from playing like DN the past 2 years to playing quarterback, and then that's like when everything just started and everything clicked.
Yeah.
But just being in high school, once I started to learn about like the different things to do with recruitment, college, cause I didn't pay attention to all that at first. Like when I started getting recruited, that was the first like time of me really like understanding any of that. So
Yeah.
like just knowing, coming in as a freshman, playing, getting to schools, like I never thought like that's what it was gonna be. So when all that started happening, that's when I felt like I knew I could take it far.
What's one word you can use to describe the recruiting process that you can recall? If you can say one word, you like, yo, this was
My recruiting process, or just in general.
yours.
With both of them.
No, your freshman coming out of high school.
One word. I wouldn't say regret, but I would call it like I made. I don't know. I feel like I made not the wrong decision, but kind of a quick decision, because coming out of high school, like I took visits. I went places, but I only took one official visit. So
You wish you took more visits.
yeah, I definitely wish I took all my visits.
Short-lived.
Yeah.
You wish you would have experienced more, had the opportunity to see what other opportunities you had out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Was NIL on the ballot as you were coming out of high school? Was that a conversation that was real for you, or was that still like a distant future?
Nah, that was distant future.
So
not to, I think like after COVID, like after we came back from COVID, or like during that season, something like that. That's when they really started talking about it for real.
Because you came in, what, 2018?
2019.
2019, right. And so COVID dropped, what, 2020?
Yeah, spring 2020.
So NIL wasn't even a conversation until after 2020. So your whole entire recruiting process was pretty traditional.
Yeah.
So you didn't get the NIL conversations coming out of high school. And you got a chance to go from seeing pre-NIL and post-NIL.
Yeah.
And you got to be recruited on both sides of the spectrum. And what's the biggest difference, in your opinion? And maybe you don't know what it's like to be a high school recruit, right? But in your opinion, what's the biggest difference in pre-NIL recruiting and today's recruiting that you can see? Let's say if you were a recruiter, you had to go out and recruit talent now, what would be the biggest difference in your opinion?
I mean, I feel like to me it's just like the players themselves. Like I feel like if I was in that era, yeah, of course the NIL and stuff would be a factor, but and of course, like I just said, I take more visits, but I feel like the deciding factor be about the same for me. So I feel like when it comes to that, like it just depends the person, how hard the school coming, or like the situation someone might be in.
Yeah.
I feel like it varies down to a lot of different things. So I don't like
If
that.
do you feel if you were honest about your athletic profile? Because Brandon, you were a hell of an athlete coming out of high school, right? I mean, you're both sides of the football. You had a long frame. You can move. You had good hips, and
Yeah, I dunk on you right now.
And you
Not
can-
you, but I dunk on you right now.
no, you definitely. You're right. You wouldn't knock on me because I want to be on the court. But hey, but I recall your game. You are a head first kind of guy. Like you played with a knack for the football in a very aggressive way, right? Hence, you got a nickname, Boomstick. How'd you get that nickname, by the way?
Like you said, head first mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you inspired by that, or it's just something you always did?
Yeah, that really just something I always did. I never was scared to tackle or hit, so that's like was the best thing about it. You go out there and hit somebody without getting in trouble for it, do whatever.
I mean, I'm looking at you, and obviously I'm a bigger frame than you, and I play ball about your size, maybe a little bit bigger. And the way you hit people I see you and I see what you do, and the way you hit people is beyond just sheer speed and momentum. It's something deeper. It's something innate in your heart that just annihilates people.
Yeah, definitely like coming in early, like especially coming into Florida State, like I felt like, not that I felt like some type of way about it, but just them already like giving me that name and just me knowing my capabilities, like I felt like that was gonna be my way of like stamping myself, like getting on the field, to go out there and hit people.
Yeah,
and that's what I did.
You did.
Caught a couple injuries, but eventually started learning techniques and getting better at just being a complete tackler. 'Cause I used to go out there and try to hit stick and whiff plenty of times. So it was all about getting that technique right. And
keeping your feet under you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the game has changed so much, right? So, and so that's why, the Cam Chancellors, you wonder they couldn't play in the game. Like, in your Sean Taylors and, Ronnie Lotts would have had to learn how to play the game differently, right? Yeah. And I think you lived through the transition of, okay, I gotta learn how to play with hot feet, right?
Yeah.
Chest up, head up football. And in transitioning from Florida State to Colorado, do you feel the coaching is significantly different around how DBs are coached in general?
Well, I guess being at Florida State, like, I've seen like a couple different styles, and even like different like positions, like different coaches at different positions almost like every year. So like learning different from Florida State, like I don't know, it was more the lessons and like the teaching, the techniques, and like even like no matter like the first staff with Taggart to the second linebacker coach with Coach Norvell, like it was always technique and coaching. Versus now, like, and it's always gonna be different when you talking about the difference between coaches and NFL players. You feel me? So it's like have an NFL player that's coaching, like they know how it's supposed to look. So I just like you can get, I don't know how to call it, but it's different. It's not bad, but it's different. It just being at Florida State, it was more technical. Everything was more technical.
It was more technical.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's definitely a coaching style difference, and coming from Florida State and going to Colorado, there was more of a technicality involved in the field for the play of the game. What's the what was that like? And I got to take folks back. Because this is a very important moment, time period right now. Because this is just around the time where Big Daddy. A lot of people don't. Your grandfather, Caesar Gant, recently passed away. It's his anniversary, and I recall a moment on national television that that caught the eyes of millions of people. Of what it was a game you guys are playing. You were playing. God, what game that was?
I was playing Duke.
Duke, yeah, man. Yeah. And you had a hell of a game. Like you had some tackle for loss, and one moment where you kind of in the secondary, you flipped your hips, and then you caught this crazy interception falling backwards.
Oh yeah.
And I just see the emotion on what was going through your mind at that moment?
I guess the fact that I really didn't want to be there. Like, I didn't want to be there, but like I wanted to go to my granddad's funeral and stuff. But I knew like it was the last game. I know what he would have wanted me to be doing. So, like, yeah, I don't know. I think it did. I feel like I wasn't really supposed to be there, but I was. And things happened.
And you had a hell of a game, and and you definitely honored him in that moment. I never, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you, Brandon. I had tears in my eyes. Because you was crying.
Oh man, and my teammate, like they knew they were the first ones to come.
Yeah.
Jump up on me, like 'cause they knew what was going on.
They knew
so,
it. Yeah. Oh man, what a game, man! I'll never forget that game. I'll never forget it. And so, after that moment, did you have some injuries following that?
I actually had an injury, like before that, and that was part of it too. Like for me to end the season. Like that way, I had cause like we were talking about, it was COVID time, so COVID shenanigans. I used to go, me and my teammate Kalen LeBron, we used to go late night, probably like 12, 1 a.m. Go to the indoor and work out like every night, every other night. But it was somebody else we used to go with. He used to play semi-pro, and like he was real fast, and so we used to go with him, and I used to like get my one-on-ones with him, and then he used to just be showing Kalen like little different offense and stuff. So fast forward, me and some of my teammates had just got some work in, like early that day. So I go home, eat, chill out for a little bit, then go to the other guy's house. We finna go to the field. So me and him finna go to the field to get some drills in, get some releases. And he had a go-kart. I ended up getting on the go-kart, and it was wet and dark, and I ended up like flipping it and like breaking my arm. So
No.
Yeah. So I had to broke my both bones in my arm.
Oh man.
And yeah, like my wrist and my thumb, like my shoulder. Yeah, everything was messed up.
Oh man. So after that was before that moment.
Yeah, that was before. Like that was
and
like
so
right after
you missed.
the
That's why you missed so many games throughout that season, basically.
Yeah, I missed like the whole all season.
Yeah.
And then like the first 3 or 4 games, trying to get back, trying to rush it.
And you went through a few numbers too, at Florida State.
Yeah, I came in 44.
Right.
Came in 44, and after that game, that season, I changed to 5.
Right.
And then the next season, I went through a couple injuries, had a couple disagreements with the coaches, so he ended up changing my number. And the way I found out, like, it was crazy, but...
What happened? No, we got to talk about that. Come on, man. What?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, we got to.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's funny now.
Yeah.
I guess it worked out. Like, I'm glad it worked out the way it did, but So yeah, I was going through some injuries and stuff that season. I had just changed my number, like going through injuries, and it was messing with me mentally and physically. So I had like disagreements with coaches, with Norvell.
Yeah.
And so we going Christmas break. You know, that season was short. It was like we ended up not playing Clemson or whatever. And that's we go on the break, come home, and we go back. I go back, getting ready for practice and stuff. And we got a workout, so we go. At the time, our locker room was getting that's when they was renovating our locker room, changing it up, building it. So we was like in the visitor locker room. So like they got everything laid out with the numbers, like wall to wall, all the way from the front of the room to the back of the locker room. And I went to number 5 stuff, and I put the stuff on. So I'm just sitting there, I'm chilling. And we had just got the first, like, that's when we first started getting all them transfers for real. We had just got one transfer, and that was when we got Deuce. We got Deuce Spence. He was the first number 5, the transfer to get number 5. So he was like, I think he got my stuff on, and I was like, I knew bro was new. I told him like, nah, bro, like, go check with them, like they'll show you. Not knowing like I got on bro clothes. So I was like, I got on bro clothes.
Ain't nobody tell you nothing.
Ain't nobody tell me nothing.
Wow.
I came in.
Wow.
They came and told me. I was like, wow. I called my coach. And we just talked. And I sat there and thought about everything. I went to put my clothes on. And I just went to work from there. Ain't say nothing.
Brandon, I played the sport, right? Yeah. At the same level. You played at a higher level than I played it at, right? I played at USF. You played at a Power 5 school. What I'm trying to say is, though, I understand the relationship an athlete has to a number.
Yeah. Nah, definitely. Like, I got 44 tatted on me right here,
Right.
but like I really had one and got like, I gotta try to get my number back this year.
Yeah.
That's another long story, but
because we got to get to that because that's coming, right?
Yeah.
That's a natural progression, and I understand that when a coach don't understand our need for our number, our identity as an athlete.
yeah,
It's
and
who
like,
we are.
That's when that's when the NIL first started. So I was dropping like little shirts, I had my little clothing line. Got my shirt with stuff with 5 on them.
5
I didn't incorporate all
You
that.
had a whole
like,
brand going, and then next thing you know, they pull that.
Yeah, I was hot. Like,
Yeah,
I went off, but I sat there and thought about it. Called my coach and we talked. Yeah.
What did he say?
Like basically, like it made sense. Like at the time, I love my coaches at Florida State. I always appreciate them, but at that time, like they didn't want. I wasn't. They recruit. They didn't bring me there. Like they ain't care. They was anybody that won with it. They ain't care. They were gonna get you going. If you won there, they'll get you going quick. So he was just talking some sense into me, like that'll give them a more reason to speak bad on your name, and just like he made me.
He wanted you to buy into the culture.
Yeah,
And because you weren't his guy that he brought there, he felt like the best thing for you to do was to accept.
Yeah, so but this guy, like he coached some of my old teammates like Ventura at UCF, Coach Randy Shannon. So he was like, he was just like, best thing for me to do is just go to work. Like, don't need, cause if I just leave and not work out, I'm only be hurting myself. But I felt that, and like they really had nothing good to say about me at the time. So it was like they gonna try to badmouth you if you just that's gonna give them more than the reason why they had. So just stick it out and just go through the spring with me, and we're gonna go from there. He told me how he believed in me,
Yeah,
and wanted me to play for him, and that's how it went.
Now, at that time, Coach Hargrove was the interim coach at this point. Hargrove?
This
Higgins?
is post-COVID. Norvell, like Mike Norvell, first year post-COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Higgins was before that.
Yeah, Higgins was my freshman year. Like when we went to the bowl game and stuff.
Shout out to Higgins, by the way. He's from Polk County. He's from Polk County.
Baltimore, Florida.
So Coach Norvell says, "Hey, my guy, he gets 5. Brandon,
Nah, they didn't say that. Nobody say that. It was, yeah, man. They changed the number. This was the head man. There's nothing we could do about it.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, but I mean, it ended up being Jared Verse.
Yeah.
That's why I say it worked out fine.
Yeah.
It'd be like, that's my dog. Nah, but yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so.
What was his name again?
Jared Verse.
Jared Verse? Okay. What he end up doing?
He'll go first round this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm like, it worked out. Even before it worked out, but like, you see all that other stuff like happening to them.
And that's where I was going next. And I'm glad you brought that up. How do you feel about? Do you think Florida State was snubbed, or do you feel like they got? No, I won't say they got what they deserve. Or do you feel like the commission made the right decision?
I mean, I'm gonna say this from different points of view.
Okay.
My first point of view, for my teammates, I feel like they deserve that opportunity, no matter how it went, no matter who was playing, quarterback, no matter, you feel me? They earned that 13-0 ACC championship. Like, you never seen it happen where they missed, like somebody like that would have missed out. But like in all, I feel like, I mean, you can't be mad because like they put them in the Orange Bowl. Everybody decided not to play versus Georgia, who had majority. They like if they could play, they played, and they just got blew out.
Okay, well, let me ask you this though, Brandon. Right? As a teammate, you know the chemistry that team had. You know
definitely.
the type of star power.
I thought everybody was gonna like what you saying. I thought everybody was gonna play like just to show
what they really about, right?
Yeah.
Part of the commission's process for approving the next team to go into the BCS playoff this year, not next year, was that they had to have all athletes ready and able that impacted the game. And being that your boy, Noah, what's the quarterback name?
Jordan
couldn't play ball. Do you think that may have impacted the capability that program had to play the game of football?
Nah, I don't feel like that was like big enough. Cause like y'all sit here, like I don't feel like that was a big enough reason to like take them out. Cause like y'all sit here and all season y'all y'all praise recruits, y'all praise high school players saying, oh, they should be going in and starting over this person. So like just having an open mind and just like, and you never know, that could have been like, bruh, I was there with Brock. That could have been Brock like breakout game where he just went absolutely crazy.
Okay.
And so I feel like cause I don't know, that wasn't a good enough reason to me.
Well, Brandon, we're sitting at a red table right now, right? A round table. Imagine you sitting at a board with other committee voters, right? And they saying, hey, guys, what's going to get the most viewership, bring in the most money? What's going to, and also fit within the guidelines of our rules, right? Can Florida State, without a quarterback, beat Georgia? And at this time, I don't think Georgia had been beaten, right? Jordan lost to Alabama. Can Florida State beat Michigan? Can Florida State beat Washington? Can Florida State beat the Alabamas or the Texas? Right? What do you think? Do you think they missed an opportunity to say it's more of a story to see Florida State defense at 13-0 compete for a BCS than watch Texas come in and lose to Washington? And you have hindsight, information on this decision, but I'm curious about your thought process.
When it comes to that, like, and I try not to be biased, like I try to look at everything, but when it comes to like you just said, like, if I was at that round table, and yeah, there's still a little bias just because where I'm coming from, but like regardless, like that defense was gonna play.
That defense was going to play with the best.
Like that defense was gonna play with the best. Like
Yeah, they were the best. In my opinion,
and I believe that
Florida State defense was one of the best defenses in the country, no doubt.
Just knowing like it wasn't a whole lot of X and O's when it came to that defense too. It was purely get after the ball, win your 1-on-1. So like when it comes to that defense, like I feel like that defense could have competed with anybody, and it could have been any kind of play to change the game that put that offense in position. They had the players to be put in position. So like when it that was.
You feel like the answer is yes. Florida State defense had the power and the ability to compete for a national championship, to be the best team out there, point blank.
Yeah, most
and
definitely.
Did you watch the BCS?
Yeah, I did. Half of it, I think. Yeah, I watched most of it.
Did you watch the actual final championship game?
Mm-hmm.
You see how that Washington Michigan played out?
Mm-hmm. I thought Michigan was gonna pull away early, but Washington.
It ended up being a football game.
Yeah.
And it ended up being more of a defensive game from Washington than I expected, because I thought honestly, that was going to be one of those over games where they're just going to run up the score. I didn't think that, and honestly, I knew Michigan, in my opinion, I had a feeling that Michigan would win because they had a better defense. But I feel like Florida State, in hindsight, would have gave Alabama and Texas a hell of a run for their money.
At the end of the day, you still gotta win. Like that's the name of the game. Like it don't matter who you got. Like anybody can be beaten on any given day. So like when it comes to that, like everybody know that was a business move.
It's a business move, and one thing you can't do is leave Nick Saban out of the conversation.
Oh yeah, especially he just came out and retired. Like that's more the reason why they had to. Like. We ain't know that, but they knew that he was finna do that.
I don't know if he would have retired had they won a national championship this year. But I feel Nick Saban made that decision because maybe he feels that in this new era that it's old. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, right?
Yeah.
And maybe he feel like I don't have to. I don't want to adjust to this new world of football because college has become more like the NFL or anything.
Strictly business, man. Business move.
Business move. And so speaking of business moves, you had to make a business move.
Yeah.
And so what was that call like when you received that call?
Man, I guess it was pretty normal. I mean, just like at the time, like just knowing I'll be gonna be getting calls from different people and like different places. So, I mean, it was kind of like expected.
So, who called you from Colorado?
Yeah, it was Coach Hart, my linebacker coach. Yeah, Coach Hart.
And what was the
Hart?
What kind of offer? What was the move? What was the? Because you were already thinking about transferring, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you hadn't necessarily put your name in the transfer portal yet.
Nah.
And they got word that you were thinking about transferring. And when they got word of you thinking about transferring, how did that conversation go?
Well, it was kind of already a done deal. I could have stayed, but it was just time to move on and see something different. Or whenever they knew for sure, or whenever they had a little bit, like it was a couple of schools called me. They was one of the schools. Just
What are the schools were calling?
Them and UCF was the first one.
Okay. UCF, nice. Orlando, that's close to the crib.
Yeah, and I think like Oregon State was like
Oregon State?
Yeah, but I ain't lie, like the only Colorado was the only out the way team that I
Would consider outside of Florida.
Yeah, well, West Virginia too, but like mainly like out west, out the west way. Like I had
So
Oregon
you had
State,
West Virginia, Oregon State, and UCF.
Utah.
Jalen Glover's at Utah.
Yeah, they kind of hit me late. Yeah, yeah, cause like same thing with Florida State. Like once I went on my visit and felt the place, I committed and I was locked in.
You was already locked in. You made your decision. And it ain't no change in my mind at this point.
Yeah.
So Utah was too late in the game.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
How do you feel about Colorado's conference change?
It's gonna be exciting. I know for me personally, I get to come play a game home after being
Where's that?
Orlando, UCF.
Oh, y'all play UCF. Oh yeah, that's right. Y'all are in the same. That's right.
So,
I'll be there. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, but for like all the Colorado people, like it's gonna be a change because they've been in Pac-12. They done seen it all in the Pac-12, up, down, running it again, kicked in the behind. They done seen it all, so gonna be a good experience just to be doing something different.
So who's in the pack right now? You got UCF, Colorado.
No, it's what is it? The Big 10? No, the Big 12. Big 12.
Big 12. Yeah.
No, like Kansas State, UCF. I think Arizona State going there too.
Arizona State. They moved. They had to move then. If that's
because they was in the Pac-12 with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. I just learned the Pac-12 conference.
I mean, they just and honestly, the conferences are changing. So I don't know up top. I'll be honest. So
I don't really. I just learned the Pac-12. Just learned the ACC last year.
As an athlete, I relate. I didn't learn this stuff until after I stopped playing football. To be honest with you, because all you care about is what's happening from this week to next week.
I was like, I don't need to know all that. For
Exactly.
Real. Like, that's the same thing with NFL divisions.
Right.
And I can't tell you AFC team from NFC team. Like,
it's all NFL. Now I know all the divisions. I couldn't tell you that when I played ball. I can tell you now.
I can't tell you. That's too much. Like, what I need to know that for?
You don't. And not as an athlete, not playing the ball game, but you will, as years, come down the line and you want to analyze the game, I guess. That's for the analysts, So you're moving into the new division. You get to play a team at the crib, UCF. And then this year, you guys are going to be able to be guaranteed. Oh, well, I'm going to say guaranteed. Yes, guaranteed a position in the playoffs if you
we
win the conference.
I'm definitely trying to win the conference, man. We done went and got some dudes. Dudes, man.
What kind of dudes y'all got on the menu? What anything you can talk about, or you got to keep it hush hush?
No, I think everything pretty much like signed.
Yeah.
Everybody pretty much didn't sign their papers. Got a couple of receivers.
Yeah. We
definitely got some beef.
Yeah. We got some O-line and D-line?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we got a couple of inside and outside linebackers.
Yeah. Who you got a linebacker?
I know we got a guy from Kentucky, I think.
You were going to get a linebacker from Florida State, but
yeah, man.
He ended up going back.
Yeah.
DJ something?
Yeah, Drip, man.
Drip, okay.
My boy Drip.
What happened with him?
I don't know. I was
on
the game one day like with some of my old teammates, and he was like, DJ Lundy went back to Florida State. I was like, bro, you for real? Like, are you playing? I went on my phone. DJ Lundy going back to Florida State.
Golly.
Like, dang.
I was excited for that for y'all. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of those transplant Colorado fans, right?
Yeah.
And you helped me become one of those guys, I'll be honest. And also, I am a prime Deion Sanders follower of his story from Jackson State to Colorado. And I'd imagine, like myself, when he gave you a phone call and said, hey, come to Colorado, you probably had a perception that this is Deion Sanders. This guy is a gold jacket guy, right? And you probably had an idea of what that brand would bring to your image, right? After being there, however, meeting your hero necessarily isn't always the greatest thing, right? Because you get to see the human side. What has that experience been like, actually being there with Prime?
I think the best thing for me was that I wasn't going there like starstruck, like, oh, this Deion Sanders. This like greatest to play this game at this position. I was going in thinking like, this Deion Sanders, like he the best to play corner. He gonna know the game. He gonna have good knowledge. And one thing I know about him, he wanna win. So it was more so just like, I don't know. For me, it wasn't like I wasn't starstruck by that. It was like, I'm going to get coached. Like I want to
coached by a great athlete, and
yeah.
he has a pedigree of being a great athlete. And in hindsight, you know that coaching is different from being at Florida State.
Yeah, they're like playing, like coaching, just like playing, like it's a process.
Yeah,
It's gonna always be somebody who's here but somebody who you may have been with that's there, like higher. So
yeah,
it's a process, and like they in their process.
they're in their process. They're developing.
Yeah.
They're becoming better
Definitely.
coaches.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you get pointers up under playing your position, which is a defensive back, from Deion Sanders that maybe you couldn't get from a Florida State DB coach?
Well, I know the DB coach they got now is Pat Surtain. He was the dog, so I know he know what's going on. But I got most of my knowledge that I got from Florida State from linebacker room, being with Randy Shannon, who done been all over the country, went to Miami, played in the NFL.
Yeah.
That's where I got most of my knowledge from. But I guess the most I get from Deion, like the difference between different coaches, like, cause Coach Shannon, he could tell you what to do. He could tell you the place to be in at the time. But I think Prime just like the instincts, like just knowing when to react, or like when, like just having a connection of, like you felt that. Like I know that's what you felt. But try to do it, like try to react a little quicker next time, or try to react when they do this instead of waiting until they do that.
Okay, so it's more instinctual, where Florida State was more systemic.
Yeah.
Okay, I can relate to that. So, as an athlete that has an opportunity to play anywhere in the country, and you can go anywhere to play cornerback, knowing what you know now about NIL, would you play for, I would say Alabama, but now I'm going to say Michigan? Or if I play cornerback and want to play two ways, would I go to play for Deion Sanders right now? As an athlete, knowing what you know about the system, what would you do in that position?
First of all, I'm gonna be real with myself. Like, do I need to be doing this both sides of the ball in college, or do I need to go somewhere. Yeah, it's just about what a guy want to do. Do you want to go play, have fun, what you should be doing anyways, but in a different like manner. Play, have fun, and like basically just try different things. Or do you want to go get
Murdered.
developed?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Developed. Mm-hmm.
Like going to Michigan or somewhere. Just being like knowing the history and okay, they produce corners, they develop corners, they develop this corner, or do I want to take that chance and play with this great and these other NFL guys? So, that's how I see it. I don't know that answer.
No. We're going right down the right road.
Yeah.
So we can choose. Michigan has developed great corners, or do I want to go play for this hit NFL guy that has, played the position at a high level? What would you do though, knowing what you know about that NFL guy?
I would go play for him. I'd go play for him.
You play for him?
I'd go play. Coach Matthews, he a good one. I like Coach Matthews.
Coach
He
Matthews.
hard, yeah. He hard on you, but he a good dude.
Yeah, because
And he was the DC at Jackson, so it's like
yeah,
I know this year was like a kind of different, like a different role for him. But like I said, we all in that process, man.
everybody in the process. Well, how do you feel Colorado is gonna? Where's your rational? And I know you're attached to this. So the answer is we're gonna win it all, right? Other than win it all, how do you feel Colorado going into the next season with the talent that you have now? How do you feel Colorado competes in the Big 10 or Big 12?
I feel like we get to a point where we can play for each other. I feel like we compete with anybody. If we get to the point where we actually, from the quarterback to the long snappers, if we can get to where everybody playing for each other, then we'll be like we can play with anybody.
Play with anybody.
Anybody.
When you say play for each other, let me ask you this question. NIL deals are polarizing, right? Because you get an athlete making a lot of money in a locker room and some athletes not making anything. And you got to see that at the highest level of that, right? Literally, the highest paid NIL guy in the Big 12 was Shedeur Sanders, right? He's like the number 2 in the country. Behind, I forget who was number 1. When you see that dynamic going on in the locker room, how do you feel like that impacts the chemistry of a football team?
I think for us, it wasn't really like the NIL and who was getting this. Like, I mean, of course, if somebody felt some type of way, like they had they feeling, like, but most likely it was unknown or it was like a lot of people ain't nobody. So
Yeah.
NIL like one of the problem, but when it comes to like, cause first off we already had like a lot of different players, older players, young players, new players, people coming from high school. We had a lot of different personalities just coming and put together like that, which is the same thing we got now. But thank God we got it. Like we done been through it for a year, so we just kind of
You kind of know how to adjust and adapt.
Yeah, but it's like you got people leaving, like coming from everywhere. It wasn't really like a structure in it. It was just okay. We just getting players, like we getting dudes. So it's like, and then a lot of them being players like myself, older players who been in the league, who been playing, like who trying to like go on their way out, like they trying to get theirs on their way out. So it was like a lot of me, like not playing for each other, but just trying to get theirs and get out. So like that's why I say like, playing for each other. Like NIL, like Shedeur Sanders, that's Shedeur Sanders. Like you know that's Shador Sanders, you know that's Travis Hunter, like that's, you know, like what come with that and being around that. So it's like, I don't feel like, well, it probably not me. I ain't see nobody, but I don't think nobody like the NIL was the problem. But it was more so like people just wanted their opportunity. Like everybody felt like they deserved opportunity and they weren't much like supporting each other. Why? Like, not a lot of togetherness.
So it's NIL doesn't really factor into the chemistry of the team as much as pureness of the chemistry team. Is you got guys that are looking to get mine. I want to get me, right?
Yeah.
So, how to explain? If a guy's there to get me, and I want to get mine, what does that look like for him? Is he thinking I want to get a bag right now, or is he thinking I want to get playing time right now? Yeah. What do you mean by I want to get mine?
That could mean anything. That could mean,
what'd you see? What'd you experience from your teammates?
Like just one, like just, like not really worry about the team scheme, not worry about being in the play they supposed to be, not really worry about making the play that they supposed to make, but just worrying about making the play, not letting the play make the play, not letting the scheme make the play, but trying to put themselves in position.
This is for me.
Like,
I made that.
I jump out of the gap because I think I seen some. Yeah, ego. Pride.
So it wasn't a bag. It was just. Yeah. It's just the camaraderie of the team, the leadership, the seniority wasn't there. Yeah. So the culture hasn't been established yet. And you get to be a part of that seniority culture. So you get to set the tone. And you've done that before. You competed at a high level in high school and at Florida State. So you get to usher in culture. How you feeling about that?
I really don't know. Cause just like last year, just bringing a lot of people in. Most I could do is try to be the one to try to start molding it, like molding everybody, bringing everybody together in the spring. That way we get in the summer, go in the fall camp, get to the season, like we can slowly go from here to here.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I watched when y'all played TCU. I was supposed to be cleaning at a house in 123 Oconee Street. It was my Airbnb. I kid you not, my wife would not tell you no lie. I literally did not put the mop or the rag down for the entirety of that football game. I stood in front of it. I watched the damn commercials. Standing up in front of that television screen, watching y'all take on TCU. It was the most prolific moment in college football to see Colorado come out of that tunnel with every expectations not to be met as to who you guys were, and to win that football game was
it was crazy. Cause I was at the crib too. I was just watching. But I ain't know what to expect. Like I had only been there like a month.
Yeah.
So I ain't know what to expect. I was just hoping for the best, and them boys came out like,
bruh. That was the crazy. I was on the phone with my mom, and it was on speakerphone, and I was screaming, running through the house. I was like, "I'm getting me a damn Colorado hat." Yeah, that was crazy. I am a Colorado fan from now on. I just gave you all my bias. I'm biased. I am. I'm trying to be unbiased. I am. But that was a crazy moment. Because they just competed in the national championship.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And y'all came out there and whooped that ass.
Yeah, them boys went to work. They were locked in that day. They been a couple times during the season. I look and I'd be like, bruh, what's going on? But that day they was locked in.
Yeah, but some y'all had. Yeah, so that lets me know y'all have the talent.
Oh yeah, that let me know like right then and there. Like we could have did anything. It just.
Chemistry and I me, and so we have to figure out how to, as culture, as ushers of the culture, to get rid of the I me and usher in the we. And I think that NIL, in my opinion, are Deion Sanders and is Warren Sapp on staff?
I don't think we have. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know.
It's a lot. I don't know right now.
I'm under the impression that Warren Sapp maybe. T, do me a favor. Can you hit next on my phone? I'm under the impression that Warren Sapp got his degree. The blue button. You can't mess it up. Do whatever it say do. I trust you. Thank you. Can you make it live again? Hit the plus button at the top right. You know how to make it go live? Not that one. There you go. Hit it again. Yeah. So I'm under the impression that Warren Sapp got his degree to come out there and coach. And I'm also under the impression that Ed Reed, Ray Lewis is in the conversation. You know nothing about that?
I think I seen something about that, man. I know Warren Sapp was he used to be around there all the time, like giving us little bits and pieces. And he was saying he'll be back to actually coach next year. So, but nah, the other two dudes, I ain't
heard nothing about it.
I think I seen something, but I ain't like from my coaches. I be checking in like, trying to see who our DC gonna be like almost every day, so I ain't.
So that's just social media sensation.
Yeah,
That's fair. I'm glad you cleared that up because it's out there. You know how people do. They like to sensationalize.
It could be. No, I miss a lot, like just not being on social media like that. But I mean, I see some stuff every now and then. But that's one of the things I've been trying to figure out for the longest, like who's gonna be our DC, what coaches we bringing in.
Because Chip Kelly left, right?
What's his name? Charles.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Kelly.
Charles Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if it is Ray Lewis?
Me and him gonna have a good talk.
Y'all gonna have a good. What y'all gonna talk about, Brandon?
A lot. We're gonna talk about a lot.
Y'all gonna talk about a lot.
Man, it might not be the first day he might not want to hear. It might not be the second day. But my buddy, we got a lot to talk about.
Well, y'all gonna have some things. Y'all gonna have things to work out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You gonna need him to be on the ball.
Yeah, man. It did not like it ain't nothing crazy, but I definitely got some questions for him.
Yeah.
Like, and especially I've never met him, never talked to him.
Uh-huh.
Like his little camps he used to do for safeties and linebackers, like, I was one like the top in the nation, and I didn't even get invited to his little camp.
You never got invited to the camp. How?
Yeah.
How
Like,
you didn't invite me?
like running back, safeties, and linebackers, but yeah, it's like that. Part of me want that. Like, part of me want that just so I can.
So you get the record straight.
Yeah, like, what's up, bro? Like,
how you overlook me?
Like, don't overlooking me though. It's like, bro, like I was at the school when they changed the building to your name. Like, how is this my first time meeting you or talking to you? But
I mean, Brandon. I mean, let's. I mean, you're humble. You're humble.
yeah,
But you are top 50 at minimum in the nation, not for your position, but for defense. Period. Right? Am I? Do I have that right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
something
sure
like
that's
that.
right. Coming out of high school, was you Under Armour All-American? You were Under Armour All-American,
yeah,
which is the top 100 kids in the nation coming out of high school that year. Yeah, there's no reason to be overlooked at Kathleen High School, alma mater, at that position. I'm sorry.
like, yeah, man.
Saying what you want to say, but I understand where you're coming from. And with your name, your legacy, I'm sorry. Say what you want to say. If y'all don't know the Gants, number one, I gotta say it. The Gants have a legacy in history at Kathleen High School of playing ball at a high level and sending players to the NFL. Now, Brandon ain't told y'all yet, but his dad played running back in the NFL. What team was that? I keep forgetting. Was it Eagles or the Giants?
Giants and Cardinals, I think. Yeah, Giants and the Cardinals. They had like a little time with the Cardinals.
And Kenny, his uncle, played for Dallas and Tampa. Mm-hmm. So I understand what you mean by that. I wholeheartedly. He shouldn't have missed that opportunity. Well, Brandon, man, I know it's getting late. People at the house is getting tired. Is there anything on your chest that you wanna get off, or you wanna say before we wrap things up?
Do it all. I don't know how much I got this year, but through it all, man, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
Through the experiences, through the lessons, like for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
And we didn't even get to acknowledge is you just had a newborn son.
Yeah, he in that stage where he bad now, so he 1 year old. That's my baby, Gyra.
Yeah. How's it been a father playing a game of football at this level?
That's like that was around that time when I had that number change and they took my number, so that time it was I was a little nervous, not unsure at first, but that's the best thing ever happened to me.
It's the best thing happened to you.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Amen.
He changed my life.
Yeah, that's a beautiful
He
thing.
drive me crazy. He run me crazy, but that's my baby.
So what can we expect from Brendan Gant in the future?
Well, look out for the Buffaloes 2024. And I'm just ready to see what God got planned for me.
Man, y'all heard it here, man. Live right here
Like that,
on
like that.
Konvo Kings. My man, Brendan Gant, man. It's been real. Now, we appreciate y'all tuning in to the conversation. Y'all have a great night.